Sit back and throw one back with your pinky in the air and a middle finger to the world, and join me, the eclectic gentleman Stephen Watts, as we look back on this day in pro wrestling history. But before we do, put that drink down, like, share, and subscribe, and without further ado, let's get our wrestling history on. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is April 9th, and we are going to start off as we always do on a positive note. That's right, these are your pro wrestling birthdays. We got two Brits and an EST of NXT. First, 1934, Les Thornton. 1983, Hade Vanson. And last but not least, 1989, Bianca Belair. And we're going to skip that flip side of the coin because we have no pro wrestling deaths for April 9th to report. Which means we get to go straight into the meat and potatoes. That's right, these are your pro wrestling history highlights for April 9th. Let's grab that Wayback Machine and go all the way to 1917. Earl Caddock defeats Joe Stecher by forfeit in Omaha, Nebraska to win the World Heavyweight title. Stecher was so frustrated after losing the second fall of the match that he refused to wrestle the third fall. Fast forwarding all the way to 1953. Buddy Rogers defeats Antonio Rocca in Cleveland, Ohio to win the Ohio version of the AWA World Heavyweight title for a third time. Grooving into the 60s, 1960, Ray and Roy Shire defeat Dick Alphas and Gene Kiniski to win the Chicago, Indianapolis, NWA World Tag Team titles, beginning the Shire's second reign. The Chicago, Indianapolis office left the NWA later in the year to become the American Wrestling Alliance, with the Shires being recognized as the first champions. 1963, Gino and Tony Calza defeat the Medics, Tony Gonzalez and Donald Lordy, to win the Mid-American NWA Southern Tag Team titles in Nashville, Tennessee, ending the Medics' fifth reign. Our last stop in the 60s, 1969, Black Gordman defeats Alfonso Dantes for the vacant NWA Beat the Champ television title in Los Angeles, California. Grabbing our best polyester suits and going to the 70s, 1976. Fishman defeats Blue Demon to win the NWA World Welterweight title in Mexico City, Mexico, ending Demon's second reign. As a result, Fishman's Mexican National Welterweight title was vacated. 1978. Ric Flair defeats Mr. Wrestling to win the NWA United States Heavyweight title in Charlotte, North Carolina. Staying in 78, Perro Aguayo defeats Ringo Mendoza for the NWA World Middleweight title in Mexico City, Mexico, ending Mendoza's second reign and beginning Aguayo's third. Grabbing our Walkmans and going to the 80s, 1981, Bob Brown and Terry Taylor defeat the Kelly Twins, Mike and Pat, for the NWA Central States Tag Team titles. Staying in 81, Buddy Rose defeats Jay Youngblood to win the NWA Pacific Northwest Heavyweight title, ending Youngblood's second reign and beginning Rose's fourth. 1984, Jerry Lawler defeats Randy Savage to win the NWA Mid-American Heavyweight title in Lexington, Kentucky, ending Savage's third reign. 1987, Jim Crockett Promotions purchases Bill Watts' Universal Wrestling Federation. Grabbing our flannels and going to the decade of grunge, 1990, Kento Kobashi and Tiger Mask defeat the Can-Am Express, Doug Furnas and Phil LaFawn, for the All Japan Pro Wrestling All Asia Tag Team titles in Yokohama, Japan, ending the Express's second reign. 1994, Debbie Combs is awarded the USWA Women's title after Lauren Davenport left the promotion. And last but not least, in the biggest win of his career, 1995, Tarantula defeats Cactus Jack for the Steel City Wrestling Heavyweight title in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Those were your pro wrestling history highlights for April 9th. I'm the eclectic gentleman Stephen Watts, and we'll see you tomorrow.